Yes, we are live. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining. And then it's almost almost a month and some days to the end of the year. Who is excited? I am, particularly for this 2023. A whole lot of things have happened, but here we are, still standing strong. And I'm so sorry I came a bit late. I was having a bit of a network issue, so please I apologize for keeping you waiting. My name is Funmilola Williams. I am the lead coach at the Informed and Reformed Teens Academy. It's an online academy for girls where, by the grace of God, we run a curriculum. Um, we have a curriculum that we run your girls through so that by the time they are transitioning into adulthood, it is easy for them, and then they are able to become whole and complete, so that nothing will be missing, nothing will be broken. So if you have a girl from age of 8, between 8 to 10, 10 to 13, 13 to 18, there is definitely space for your girl at our academy. And not just about you. If you have a friend that has if your daughter has a friend, your daughter has classmates, everyone, because the fact remains that even though you're working on your girl, what's going to happen to those other girls? So it's a community thing. And that's what I like to say to us. Thank you, Salmat, I see you. Thank you, Okpami Blessing, I see you. Good evening too, and I'm sorry that I kept you. Yeah, so that's that about Twitter Academy. So we are Twitter Academy on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. So please kindly like us, kindly comment, kindly share us, and inform your friends that yes, there's an academy in town for girls, and then where God helps us to groom your girls. Yeah, that's it. And it's been a year. But here we are. During this time of the year, people tend to, there's this kind of cliche thing that people keep saying, oh, I've not done what I want to do, I've not this, I've not that. And you know what? The more you keep your focus on what you think it is that you have not done, the less it is that you will see what it is that you have actually done. So the next couple of weeks before the year winds up finally, we're going to be having conversations about reviewing your journey, how it has been, where you can do, what you can do better, and all of that. So that's basically what we will be doing for the rest of the year. All right. So today we're talking about evaluating your parenting journey, how to evaluate your journey in 2023. 2023 has been a year of a lot of goodies and a lot of things, and in all of that, so no matter, even in our home country Nigeria, a lot of things that happen that is easy to derail you or distract you from your major assignment. But in all of that, we have all still found time to do what is needed, especially with our kids. So I say, well done to us. It is not easy to parent in this generation. Trust me on that. I envy people that have no kids right now, because see, you are just fighting for yourself. But right now, you're fighting for yourself. You are also fighting for the destiny of your children. So I say, well done. You are trying, and I don't want you to be too hard on yourself, and that is what we're going to be talking about this evening. Evaluating. How do you begin to evaluate? How do you begin to score yourself? How do you begin to know, okay, how good did how well have I performed, or how unwell, quote and unquote, have I performed? That's what we're going to be talking about this evening. But whatever it is, there's something my coach always says. She says that wherever you're on your journey, pick yourself up from there and keep moving. Yeah, that's about it. Wherever it is that you are, that's where you keep moving. Don't wish, oh, I wish I did this, or I wish I didn't do that. Just don't wish, don't just do. It is the person that does that gets results. So, and this is, I hope that this series that we're going to be talking about in the next couple of, sorry, please, apologies, the weather is not smiling where I am. So you're going to be hearing a bit of sneeze and all of that. It is the cold and nothing else. So please, apologies in advance. Okay, thank you. So please, wherever you're on your journey, don't berate yourself. Don't say, I wish I did this, I wish I did that. The idea is not to make you feel bad or whatever. The idea is for you to just know where you are. When you have, even companies at the end of the year, they evaluate themselves. They have annual general meetings to know where they should improve upon and all of that. And that's what we're going to be talking about. So how do you begin to evaluate your parental journey? So some of us on this intentional parenting thing, we just came on board. Others have been on board long before us. So you can't begin. So there's no basis for comparison. So it is just for you to focus on your journey and be like, okay, am I better than how I was before? The things I know now, which of them am I implementing? That is the whole essence. Then where do I have to adjust, especially as it concerns my teenager? Don't forget, if you have energy on your hand, this year is already off. So if your child is 12, 13, 8, of course, the number of years you're having with them keeps decreasing. So the idea is not to wish that, oh, the idea is not to wish you did this. The idea is not to wish you did that. The idea is the remaining that is left. What am I going to do with it? So that's what we're going to be talking about. Number one, you have to be grateful for the opportunity to parent. I think that this is where everything starts from this attitude of gratefulness. I tell you, the biggest blessing on earth, beyond cars, beyond houses, beyond money in the account, beyond naira, beyond pounds, beyond dollars, whatever. I think it is the opportunity to parent. So many people wish that they had that opportunity. So be sincerely grateful for that your teenager. That see, before I came on board this evening, I was already frantic because of how those kids just do. So I understand that. But even in all of that, we have to be grateful. When we look at things from the lens of gratefulness, everything changes. So that's what I want us to know. For number one, be grateful for the opportunity that you have. Don't forget that it's an honor, it's a calling. So that's why you have to be grateful that you are even counted worthy. Do you know how many people want to even, you know, do you know people want to parent and then before for one reason or the other, one challenge or the other, not even that they don't have physical children. Some actually have, but they don't have the capacity to parent them. They don't have the capacity to even learn or even grow or even do anything. And those kids just wander. Have you ever wondered about people, parents that so I'm not even talking about people that don't have children. No, I'm talking about people that even have children. But for whatever it is, they are clueless as to what to do. Some of them life circumstances have separated them from their kids. So you, if you are here, if you are listening to me, and if you are working on your journey, it is something to be grateful for, that you are co-creating with God. That's something that, this evening I was just there and I was just meditating on this thing, on how big it is. I mean, opportunity to invest in a life, nothing can be compared to it. No amount of money, you know opportunity to have a say in the destiny of somebody else, opportunity to be able to shepherd someone, opportunity to be able to correct somebody, opportunity to watch someone. I mean, imagine that your baby from when he or she was a little baby, that you were carrying in your stomach up until you are now holding her, and then from there you've been guiding her. I remember when my daughter was a baby, when she was 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3, 4, and every of the achievements, every of the milestone I remember. Come on, it's something to be grateful for. So stop seeing your daughter. I mean, don't see your teenager. Don't see right now. Don't just see your teenager as that one that exasperates you. This evening, I told my, I said, "Oh, you have made me," and I was just about to just lose it. When I said I was losing it, I just sat down. I just sat and I was just watching, because you know what? They won't always be here. Yeah. So that's why I say be grateful for now, because they won't always be here. So be grateful, like be deeply grateful for them. The times they mess up your house, the times they don't do their chores, the times they really make you hungry, be grateful, because one day you're going to have that house to yourself, all by yourself. They're not going to be there. Look at all of us now. How many of us are in our parents' homes now? Some of us have left the nest for more than 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. So it's going to something in the same circle is going to present itself again. So be grateful. And if you're really grateful, that's going to now give you the mindset of, oh, if it is something I'm grateful for, then I should do the right thing. That's how I think. That's how I see it. If truly I am grateful for the opportunity to shape this girl or shape this boy, then I have to sit down. Let's get ready to sit down. Parents have to get ready to sit down and really put in the work that they should put in. Because if it is something that you're grateful for, you're co-creating with God, you're shaping a destiny, you're shaping a life. Then if something is what you're grateful for, then you don't do it anyhow. You don't do it shabbily. So if peradventure you've been approaching it shabbily before, this is the time to know that okay, not anymore. Not anymore. And if I'm truly grateful for my child, then I should want to really take time and do what is right and do the best I could do in the circumstances. So if you're grateful, if you view your teenagers, if you're grateful for your teenager, your teen boy, your teen girl, be grateful that she has not come to say, "Mommy, I want to do this or I want to do that." Be grateful that she has not come to say things to shock you, because things happen. She be grateful that you're still talking to her, she's listening. You're talking to him, he's listening. Be grateful for the courses that they were able to do. Be grateful for everything that they have achieved. So today is not about those things right now. It's about we, the parents of those things, and then how we can shift focus, yeah, and then help them or help ourselves to become better. So it's very important that you be grateful for them. Be grateful for the opportunity. It's not everyone that has it. Some people have left their children. Some people don't have. Some people are even clueless. They're absolutely clueless. They don't know what to do. Some people do not even know that platforms like this exist. I'm telling you. Some people till tomorrow they tell you that what is there to learn about parenting? What is there to this? What is there to that? But if you are here, you are learning. You are learning so that you can be better. First of all, for yourself, then for your daughter too, or for your son too. It's something to be grateful for. So be deeply grateful. And I told you that when you're grateful for something, you don't treat it shabbily. So henceforth, you're not going to treat your parenting shabbily. You're not going to do you're not going to do things as though that thing that is say in Africa is God that helps with a child. Well, that's a lie. I stand to be I beg to differ. It's a big lie. So if God is going to parent your child, then God didn't have to give you the child. Yes, gratitude is key first in evaluation. Yeah, you'll be able to know how to assess your journey from there. So that's where you're taking it from there. So God will not parent your child. If God will even Jesus, you have to come through earthly parents. So it is your duty. Some parents in this 2023 that we have, some people are still saying that no matter what you do, what a child will turn to be a child. So to tell you the level of knowledge. So if you are here, you have access to things that can make you grow. You watch resources, you want materials, you buy. If you have any of those things, be deeply grateful. And another thing, once you're grateful, you don't want to what you're grateful for, you don't treat shabbily. Yeah, I think I like that to put in this comment section. What you're grateful for, you don't treat shabbily. What I like someone to please put that for me in the comment section. What you are grateful for, you don't treat shabbily. So if you're truly grateful for your teenagers, if you're truly grateful for your boy, your teenage girl, your teenage boy, you're not going to treat parenting them shabbily. And that takes us to the next one, which is determine how much personal development you had access to. That's how to evaluate. That's how to know how it is that you have done in 2023. That's how to know how you begin to prepare, because already you should start preparing for 2024. That's the truth. We should start preparing. If we have not started, we should start preparing. So number two, I said determine how much personal development you've had access to. Determine it. No one is going to do that for you, because this is it. This year, when I started this year, I had a list of the areas of my life that I wanted to improve upon, what I needed to do, courses I needed to do, and all the things. So now determine for, and the year is winding down. I'm assessing myself just the way every one of us is. So you have to determine how much personal development you've had access to. Yeah. So, well, what were the trainings you did on not necessarily parenting, maybe about your own personal development? Is there an aspect of your life that, if, for example, I'm going to talk about myself. I need I had to work my finances this year. I had to get more learnings, and that's what I did. And now I know that when funds come to the hand, I know how it is that at least to channel them and all of that. So that's just an example of what I mean when I say determine it. No one can determine that for you. So determine how much of the personal development you had access to, so that you know why. If you didn't have access to any of them, you can do better next year. Don't forget that this parenting of a thing that we're saying, this you're raising your teenage boy, your teenage girl, it is not about them. It's about you and the level of the things that you know. That is what's going to make the difference. So determine it. Those courses that you promised yourself that you were going to do, how many of them did you do? The self-discipline that you said you're going to work on, how many of them did you work on? Everything you proposed to do, how many of them did you do? This is not about beating you or berating you. No, this is just an evaluation. I said how to evaluate your journey so that you know how to repack and then replan for next year. Regroup, re-strategize for next year. That's what this is about. It's not about blames, it's not about anything. It's just about knowing where to go from now. Yeah, you don't treat shabbily what you're grateful for. So what did I say? I said number two, determine how much personal development you have access to. So determine it. So if you didn't have access to anything, that means you have to buckle up for next year. You have to prepare better for next year. What am I going to learn? Do I want to know more about parenting, about my emotions, about finances, about my marriage, about my communication? What is it that I have to prepare to do better. My spiritual life, yes. How was your walk with God? All of those things are very, very key in evaluating your journey. Don't forget, it is what you have that you can sell to your children. And I'm sure that we've had sessions where we've talked about selling spirituality to our children. So it is what you have. So evaluate yourself on all of these things. Then the next thing you're going to be doing is you have to determine how much knowledge you have worked with. It's not about just gaining the knowledge. As a matter of fact, I believe that if you just accumulate knowledge, and you don't work it, I believe that it gets choky. Yeah, it gets choky. It gets to a point that you want to constipate and then you want to just vomit because you're not utilizing it. But the more you utilize, the more you bring the knowledge bank down, then you top it up again. You are fetching water, you're topping it up again. So that is it. Those things, those self-development that you had access to. Some of us, we have had courses, we have had trainings that they have told us, do this, do that. It is that place that they said from the day we went for those classes, those trainings, those conferences, till this today, 26th of November, that's where it ends. So nobody's gonna grow like that. Nobody's gonna grow like that. I remember this year I attended a couple of trainings, and then the coach was talking about move, move. And as the year was winding down, I was looking as though I wasn't moving. But at the point of like, you're just gonna end this year on this note. And what did I do? I moved. And in that moving, despite everything that has happened, there is still tangible results. It is when you move, that's when you have results. I think I like someone to please put that for me in the comment section. When you move is when you have results. You don't move, there's no result. So, number one, I said be grateful for the opportunity to parent. Number two, I said determine how much personal development you have had access to. Then number three, determine how much of the knowledge you have worked with. What have you done? The things we have started these live streams now for a couple of months. The things that we have learned here, which of them have you worked with? What did you work on? What did we do? Did you do anything? Did you implement? I think that's the word I'm trying to look for. Did you implement at all? Because see, that's where everything boils down to. If you don't implement, it's just gonna be just but before we know, you start choking on knowledge. Yeah, you can choke on knowledge. Yeah, so much so that you begin to think, oh, and you know what, knowledge puffs off. That's what the Bible says. It puffs you off, and then when they start to say, oh, don't mind, which is what are they going to say that I don't know? That's what happens when you don't work with what you know. That's what happens when you feel like, oh, what are they saying? So begin to assess it by yourself. Number 3, determine how much of the knowledge you have worked with. This is that you have worked with. I mean, how much of the knowledge you worked with. We have said so many. We have old videos. A lot of things that we have said. Determine it by yourself. Don't forget, this is not berating, this is not anything. This is we just doing what? This is we just evaluating. Why are you evaluating? So that to be better, to build on what it is that is on ground. That is the purpose of evaluation. So determine it. What have you done? What have you done with all that you have learned? Did you do anything? Did you take any step? Did you with the things that you know? Don't forget, if you do not take any step, it begins to choke. Because when you keep heaping knowledge and on doing and then doing nothing about it, at the point it begins to choke, and then you begin to start like start sounding like, what are they talking about? I know what they're talking about. I know what they're talking about. So that's why I said it is in the moving that you have results. When you move, that's when the results come. So the next thing the next thing you need to do to evaluate your journey, especially don't forget, we are limiting this to parenting, parenting your teenage boy, parenting your teenage girl. That's what we're limiting this to. Of course, it can extend to other areas of our life, but the purpose of what we're talking about your parental goals. Yeah. So I said number one and number four. The number fourth thing we're talking about, I said, assess yourself by how much parenting information you have access to. So now that we're done, now that we're done with your personal development, so how many parental information do you have access to? See, the time has gone. I cannot count how many books I've mentioned on parenting on this anytime I'm on this live stream. How many of them have you bought? How many of them have you read? That's where the difference lies. That's where the those extra, those are the things that we need to put in on our journey. So determine it, assess for yourself. Nobody's going to do that for you. And you know what? At these stages that we are in life, we can't begin to fool ourselves. We can't begin to lie because if we keep lying to ourselves, the result will still speak. So assess yourself by how much parenting information you have access to. How much of the information do you have access to? How much? And then these things that you have had access to, what have you done with them? Take to the next one. How many of them have you worked with? There were assignments I gave us on the group. I don't know how, so some of them that we did. For example, I said let your teenagers create the value system for themselves, because I know that it is very, very important on their journey. I said let's affirm our teenagers. Let's do play dates together. I said let's cook together. How many of those things did we carry out? So this is not to make anyone feel bad, but if you have not, it is just a gentle reminder to go back, because that's when we're going to see the result. And I told us something as I was starting this stream. I said, see, this year is gone now. For me, it's I sat down and I was just like, God, you're just gonna have to help us, because you know what? The time is slipping faster than we know. That's the truth. The time is slipping faster than we know. Faster than we know. So we don't have all of the time. If your child is 13 already, to me, in my eyes, it looks like the child is 18. So your plan, what is in your plan? What is there a plan? I thought of a parenting plan. I thought of creating a dating plan. I thought if you have a 12-year-old, you should know by now that you should start having those conversations. We have talked about all of these things. If I begin to remember the things that we have talked about, so you begin to ask, okay, all of this information, determining what have you done with them? You only fly by the information that you work with, not the one that you just put there in the reservoir. It's not going to serve you in that reservoir. It is when you work with them, that's when you're going to fly. That's when you're going to fly along with your teenagers. And don't forget, this is it. You want to help them transition. You don't want to be choked by pressure, because see, the pressure is choky, especially if you're in the Western world, and not the Western world alone. I thought also of last week that I saw a video of some South African secondary school girls. They were coming out boldly. They were doing videos to say that I'm bisexual, I'm asexual, I am this, I am. They were coming out, girls, 13 years, 14 years, 15 years, secondary school girls. So the pressure is so real. So don't forget that what you're trying to do is to evaluate yourself, so that you can know that you're really ready for the work that is ahead of you. Because I will not lie to us. If I say that there is no work, I am kidding. I said you're not a parent. That's why I said people that don't have kids, I envy them, because they don't. There's no what's that English? And they say that to whom much is given, much is expected. So, and I said that when you're parenting, you're co-creating, you have opportunity of investing into the life of someone. Come on, that's not a joke. That's not even a joke by any stretch of the imagination. So you have to really make this assessment. It's very key, so that you know where you move to from here. You know how to move from here, so that whatever work you have to do, whatever adjustments you have to do, you know. So the knowledge the information you had access to, what did you do with them? What was that single thing that you can say stood out differently for you and your teenager this year? Yeah, that's number 5 now. Determine how much the information you worked with. We have shared a lot of the information. How much of them? How much of them did you work with? Because that's what, when those kids leave your home, that's what they're going to remember. So they're not going to remember the clothes, they won't. They won't. Ask them what they wore last year for last year. Well, last year, Christmas. Christmas is around the corner. But now, this is around that time. I said, create memories together with them. How many of those things have we done? And then have honest conversations with them. Have serious conversations with them. Because your teenager is able to withstand serious conversations now. How many of them have you had with them? So that is it. So you have to evaluate yourself. You have to assess yourself, so that the essence of the assessment is for you to know where to make adjustments. If you don't assess yourself, you just there's a tendency to think that, oh, everything is dandy, everything is fine, everything is good. But you know that you got work to do. That's why you assess, and so that as the year is winding down, and so you're not just thinking of buying Christmas clothes. For God's sake, that should be the least of your worries if you're a Christian. So if you're not a Christian, you don't have to buy Christmas clothes. Don't mind me, I'm just being, but it's true. So the list of your worries right now is not Christmas clothes. No, the list of your worries is that, okay, on this my journey, where is my daughter? Where is my son? Where am I as well? Then how can I begin to improve on these things? That's the conversation that we're having. So I mentioned 5 things. I said, number 1, be grateful for the opportunity to parent. When you're grateful, you begin to evaluate differently. So you don't evaluate with the mindset of, that child was just stressing me all around. Imagine not having that child. Imagine if that child is not in that space in your life. How's it going to feel? Do you understand what I am saying? So I said, be grateful. Number 2, I said, assess yourself. I said, number 2, I said, determine how much personal development. Do you know why this personal development is very important? It is because if you do not develop personally, how do you begin to sell personal development to your child? I talked about, when we're talking about enhancing the learning opportunity for your child, we talk about you also reading. What new book can you say you read in this 2023 that wants to end? So the idea, so that if you did not, it's fine. There's opportunity to try it again, opportunity to do it better and differently. So that's the number. I said, determine how much personal development you had access to. So even the ones that you had access to. Number three, how did you utilize it? Or were you just jamming yourself up with knowledge, or you just cramming up space and say, so they would not say that I did not attend the training. Some of us were very funny like that. You register for the training, and then your money, or your hard-earned money, you pay for it, and then you don't even listen, or you listen half-heartedly, or even when you listen, you don't do anything about what it is that you have learned. Nobody learns by that. Nobody grows rather by that. That's number three. Number four is assess yourself by how much parenting information you have access to. Some of the things that we share are things that we use that we learn. Yeah. Some of the things that we learn with money, but it's free. Because it's free now, people tend to be like, oh, what's there? What are they saying? But the fact remains that if you keep thinking that what are they saying, what are they saying, what are they saying, the times are moving. It's not everyone that's just doing their parenting. Some people, I told you of a book I read, and I saw when I saw what I read in that book, I knew that I had to brace up. So some people are positioning their kids already for leadership, for ruling, for reigning. I am not kidding about it. So if they are doing that, then we're not going to be playing. We're not going to be folding our hands and wondering what's going to happen to us. So determine how much parental free knowledge that you have had access to. Then I said, the next one I said determine how much of the info you have worked with. How many of it have you worked with? How many? Is there a difference at all between before you started listening to this program and now? Is there a difference at all? If there's no difference, you begin to adjust. Then if there's a difference, you begin to, okay, where can I be better? How can I be better? That's how to truly make a change. And don't forget, I keep telling us, this is not about you. This is about your kid. This is about that teenager that you want to launch into the world. So that when those kids get into that world, they won't get messed up. They won't get confused. They won't get lost. Because if they're not prepared, they're going to get lost, because the world is big, the world is wide, and that's why we have to do these things. And that takes us to the next one. I said, own and admit your mistakes and inaction or action. This is very key. I told us when I started this stream, I said it's not about berating anybody or making anybody feel bad or whatever. No, it's about, as I'm talking to you, as I'm on a live stream, as I'm saying to you, I'm talking to myself too. When I'm done on this stream, I'll come back to this stream, I'll listen to it again. I'll listen to my other coaches again. Yeah, I'll listen to my other coaches, and I will determine, okay, as I'm speaking with you, I also have classes that I have to catch up on. So it's not that nobody is talking from a place of perfection. So this isn't about perfection. It's not about, she's rubbing it. No, everyone is trying to do the work. Everyone has an assignment. So I'm holding up to my mistakes and my inaction. And same thing I'm encouraging you to do. Own up to your mistakes, own up to your inaction. The ones that you say you wanted to do that you didn't do. And doing it. Don't, the one that is so, the one that is so that deceives us the most is making excuses for us. Yeah, my coach will say excuses are tenable, but that's that they will not give you the results. Oh, you can make excuse. The person that should make excuse most right now, I am the one. I have every reason to make excuse, every reason not to move, every reason not to take a step. But I said no. I'm going to take that move. I'm going to make at least. It's better if I make quarter. If it's just an inch of a move, it's better than making no move at all. There, people. So please own up, admit to yourself. We're past the age of lying to ourselves. Admit to that. Okay, for me, these are the things you should have done. For example, I told myself that by December, my daughter is gonna learn how to swim. But because of circumstances and all of that, that didn't happen. So I'm talking that in somewhere to work on it again. So it's about picking yourself up. It's not a journey of perfection, it's not a journey of excellence. Or rather, it's a journey of excellence, not one of perfection. So it's about doing that thing. Don't we're not nobody's coming at you as, oh, you didn't do this, you have failed, you have this. No, we're just saying we're evaluating. So own up, admit. But the more it's easy to give excuses. If you want to give excuses, it's fine. There's plenty of reason to I know that things are hard. Oh, I can't afford the book, or I can't. There are a lot of excuses. They are tenable, but they will just not give results. They won't give results. So that's just it. So own up, admit to yourself that, okay, this is where I made mistakes. Then this is my inactions. Then list the inactions. For me, I have listed mine. The things I said I wanted to do, the ones I did, the ones I didn't do. That's how to be responsible. So list your inactions. Oh, I said I was going to do this with my daughter. I was going to do it with my son or with myself. I didn't do them. So that you now begin to shadow them for next year. Begin to shadow them. Begin to plan towards it. Begin to say, okay, how do I make this happen for myself? Don't forget what you're trying to do. Is you're trying to prepare your child for the world. And even and you know this thing. The beauty of this thing is that as you think that you are preparing your child, you are also getting better at it. Yeah. So as you're preparing your child, as you're doing the trainings, the courses, even you is affecting other areas of your life. So don't give yourself excuses. There are reasons to give excuses. I agree. And excuses will always be there. Oh, we have our work, we're busy. Some of us were very busy right now. I know. But being busy, being unavailable, being whatever, is not going to get that job done. What's going to get the job done is doing the job. Nothing else will suffice. So own up. Yeah, own up. Do not, do not, do not, do not, do not let us not lie ourselves using pretenses and excuses. The same way we are busy is the same way other people are busy and then they are still giving results. So let us own up whatever it is that we have not done. Let us. For me, I have my list. I have courses that I've not finished listening to, and I'm still me admitting it. I'm on live stream. So does that mean that I'm perfect? No one is perfect. But can I be better? Yes. Can you be better? Definitely. So that's the conversation, really. So I said, own up and admit your mistakes and inaction, especially about your children. If it's about how you have treated them too, or how you have behaved to them, so please own up to it. African parents, we feel that we can never be wrong, and it's a lie. Just this evening, I was having a conversation with my daughter and said, I'm talking. She said, Mommy, you're not talking to me, you're shouting. I said, haha, how am I shouting? But that is the feedback she's getting. So do you understand what I'm saying when I say we are doing this? This thing is not a walk in the park. And that means at that time she tuned out. I was just deceiving myself, and I thought I was having a conversation. So what are we talking about? So let's own up. Let's own up to our mistakes. Let's own up to our inaction. And not just own up. Let us determine to now do better as we go on to the next year. All right. So after owning up, after admitting your mistakes and inaction, the next thing you want to do is extend grace to yourself. Yeah. Extend grace. You can be like, this thing is not easy, but really it is work. I admit. There are times I don't feel like doing anything when it comes to the kids. You just want them to just, but it's not possible. Yeah. Imagine planting, yeah, planting maybe corn or maize or something, and then you just plant it and then you just go. What's going to happen? Weeds will come. Hi, yeah, yeah. Weeds will come. They will overrun what you have planted. That's exactly what's going to happen. When we don't prune our kids, when we don't weed them, when we don't water them, weeds. And weeds can be anything. Weeds can be pressure. Weeds can be pop culture. Weeds can be friends. Weeds can be anything. So I admit that it's hard work. I know that you also want to have our life. But I have my dear friend is on this. I used to say that, do you mean to have those kids? Our life is no longer ours. That's the truth of the matter. And when some people say that they resent their kids, I know where it's coming from. Some people actually resent their kids. Somehow I can understand because children take your life, they practically take your life away from you. So everything right now, the point I am in my life, every decision I'm taking has to be hinged and centered around my daughter. So I understand where you're coming from. So when I say extend grace to yourself, please kindly extend grace. Don't be too hard on yourself. Yeah. Take it easy with yourself. I know you didn't meet your deadline. Yeah. You did not listen. You didn't eventually do that course. Yes, I know. Oh, you were hard on that girl. Yes, I know. Oh, you slapped that boy out of annoyance. Yes, I know. Whatever it is that you have done in this 2023 that is going, please extend grace. Because when you extend grace to yourself, it refreshes your spirit. When you extend grace, you want to try again. It's like when you extend grace to a child has misbehaved, but when you extend grace to that child, you want to bring that child again back to your bosom. So that's the same thing you should do to yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Extend grace to yourself. Yeah, extend grace. Tell yourself that you are trying. I keep saying it. That someone that is doing even one of the things that she learns. If it is every day to be affirming your child, that's the only thing you have been doing since you've been hearing. Come on, you're different from someone that is always angry with his or her child. Because of course, I know that you know the difference. You're filling the love tank of your child while the other person is depleting it. You have to, as simple as it is. Someone, if it is only you have only been the only thing you've been able to achieve is just to encourage your child that, oh, I believe in you. You're different from someone that runs his or her child down with their mouth. I know parents that say to their children that you are not as good as the other child. You are not doing that. So that little you think you are doing that, I think is not much. If it is just to go and put your child to go and learn a little skill, to go and learn something, it's better. Other parents, they just leave the kids there. So why won't you extend grace to yourself? Why won't you be kind to yourself? And look at it. For example, I keep saying to myself, I said, because of me now, there is no one in my own family that has taken this intentional parenting like that, like that. But I became the first person. Now my sisters are on board. So that extend grace to yourself. Same thing for some of us. Some of us, we are the first set of people in our families where we came from to be thinking that we want to learn about parenting. Most people still think that it's crazy. I hope you know these things that we're doing. Most people still think that it's crazy. That how can you learn about parenting? What's there? Is it not intuitive? Is it not natural? Is it natural? Were you a parent before? Yeah. So that you are here listening, you could choose to go sleep like what's she talking about, but you are here. So if you are here, come on, extend grace to yourself. Tell yourself that yes, I try to. Yes, give yourself a high five. Blessing is giving herself a high five already. Extend grace to yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. Because if you're so hard on yourself, you frustrate your journey. Don't frustrate you. There are times let me I'm being honest with you. Yes, Blessing says she admits extending grace to herself. Yeah, because it's not a walk in the park. Do you think it's easy to go and buy resources for children? You think it is easy to go and pay for courses? You think it is easy to go and pay a lot of thousands and thousands to make your daughter improve or your son improve? You think it is easy to register for courses? You think it is easy to buy parenting books? It's not easy. It's the things that will grow us. Growth is not yeah yeah yeah. Growth is not easy. Yeah yeah yeah. Growth is not easy. But that's relaxing, that's being the comfort zone, that's easy, that's natural. So extend grace to yourself. So if you take every extra step, come on. So don't look at the ones that you have not done, not done, not done, so much so that you close your eyes to the ones that you have done. So extend grace to yourself. You are trying, you're making effort. And if it's just one, I like to encourage you. You're still doing so well. There are people that are still leaving their parenting to chance. Are you aware? In 2023, a lot of people are still leaving their parents to chance, but you're not doing that. At least you are trying to get knowledge. You are trying to work with the knowledge, even though you're not even though you feel that there are times I have felt on my journey that, oh, for me, you have not done anything. I was telling somebody, a dear friend of mine said, sometimes I feel like I've not done anything because that's what it looks like. But you know what? Do not worry. That thing you're doing, you're putting that it looks like they're not that teenager is still struggling with you on the clothes to wear, on the place to go. Don't worry. Keep insisting. Keep standing your ground. Keep right now it may look like you're not doing anything. But when you're not there, that's the time that everything that you've ever said to them is gonna come out. To extend grace. Don't be so hard on you. Be kind to yourself because you know why? When you're kind to yourself, you're able to pat yourself on the back and you're able to pick yourself up. Because what happens, the opposite of that, yeah. A cousin of mine reached out to me in the course of the day and said, Mom, and she said, I said, Mommy, sorry. And she said, sis, I want to just opt out of this thing. I said, take it easy. Take it easy. And but then she was done. I realized that she was feeling that she didn't do anything. And then she felt like, what's the point? And that's what happens when you don't extend grace. You want to tend to be like, what's the point? There's no point. But let me tell you, if you now give up and say, what's the point? It becomes worse. Because that means you have lost faith in the process, you have become disillusioned, and then even you no longer you now lack confidence in the parenting that you're doing. And don't forget what I told us, that if you're truly great for your teenager, you will not treat them shabbily. Because what you treat shabby, what you're grateful for, you don't treat shabbily. So if you don't treat shabbily, you want to be kind to extend grace to yourself so that you'll be able to continue. You'll be encouraged to continue the work. This is where how all of it is linked together. So this evening, please, whatever it is that you are, even if ever since you've been listening, even ever you've done nothing, at least you've been listening. Something has entered. So extend grace to yourself and just determine that next year is gonna be better. Yeah. So let's move. We've talked about 7 things already. I said be grateful for the opportunity to parent. Is an opportunity, is a privilege, is a favor, is a grace. To be someone that will be did you know that's what you're doing? You are imputing into the destiny of your child. So it's an opportunity to be grateful for it. So I said assess number 2, determine how much personal development you have access to. Then number 3, determine how much of the knowledge you have worked with, and then begin to adjust yourself. Number 4, I said assess yourself by how much parenting information you have access to. Access free. Then number 5, I said determine how much of the information you worked with. What have you done? Have you worked with anything? Have you not done anything? If you've not done anything, what are you going to be doing? What are you going to be doing? Then number 6, I said own and admit your mistakes and inaction. Don't give yourself excuses. Yes, so I like the emojis I'm seeing. Yes, thumbs up to you. Yeah, thumbs up to you. So own and admit your mistakes and inaction. Then number 7, I said extend grace. Be kind to yourself. Extend grace to yourself. The 8th one, then now that you have extended grace, that's how it connects. Yeah, you have extended grace. You have told yourself, Funmilola, you know what? You are trying. So how do we move from here? That's the difference. You have prepped yourself mentally and psychologically. Oh, you're not perfect, but you're making an effort. So begin to what? Begin to prepare for 2024. Begin to prepare for 2024. Your kids, how? How are you going to prepare for them? What would they do? What's the plan? What's the parenting plan? Parenting plan for 2024. You have extended grace, yeah? So now begin to plan. What would they achieve? What milestone? I learned that for every year, it's not about just celebrating the birthday. It's about, in this particular year, what milestone have you achieved? This is time to start planning it. Next year, what do I want my teenager to do conveniently without my assistance? What do I want my teen to know how to do? Where do I want my teen to adjust? What programs am I registering my teenager for? This is time to start preparing. So that you don't, so that once you eat 2024 by the grace of God, you eat it running. You're seated, you are grounded. Then you yourself begin to plan. Where am I making adjustments? Is it physically? Is it about my health? Is it about my diet? Is it about my spiritual life? Is it about my finances? Whatever. Where am I making, what plans do I have for 2024? So that I'm not going to 2024 flustered. I'm not going there like someone that does not know what he's doing. I'm going there prepared. So that's the idea of extending grace to yourself. When you extend grace, when you're grateful, then you have a clear head. You are able begin to prepare. Prepare for 2024 because you never know. We never know. And I keep some of us have kids that are 13. So that means by the end of 2024, they are 14. Imagine if you have never had a parenting plan. So if you have never had, so start thinking of it. And what do I mean by parenting plan? Okay, what do I want to achieve in this year with this child? What challenge this child currently having? How do I help her? Who are the people that can help me to support my child? Where she's struggling with? What do I think I need to learn? What skill deficiency does this child have? What is the skill deficiency? Where do I want to add? What am I working on? That's how to have a parenting plan. Then you begin to work on it. Who's going to help me? Who's going to support me? What do I need to know? What do I need to learn? That's a plan. That's a plan. That's when I know that, oh, yes, you are ready for 2024. Then the next thing is listen to reports that comes from your kids. This is going to be a family meeting. I'm assuring you. That's what you should do because that's going to let you know what they really think of your parenting. When my coach first started saying these things to us, I'll be like, how do you begin to ask a child to tell you what she thinks? But it's very important. You're not parenting yourself, yeah? You're parenting that child. So get the way, yes, the same way those kids bring a report card back from school and then we sit in judgment over them. Almighty, we sit in judgment over those kids. Yeah, it's the same way. I don't know how many of us have done it before, but I have done it severally. Oh, severally, and I intend to keep doing it. So listen to your reports. Your report card from your kids. Listen to it because you know what they tell you is the truth. What they tell you is the truth. They're the one at the receiving end of your parenting. Yeah. They are the ones at the receiving end. Somebody like write that at the comment section. My kids are at the receiving end of my parenting. I'm sure that we don't like to hear that, but it's the truth. They're the ones receiving the parenting. So how do they feel about it? Are they comfortable? Are they comfortable? Do they feel secure? Or are they boundless? Or is it that your kids feel that they can do anything and get away with it? Do they feel safe? Do they feel attacked? Do they feel victimized? For example, I just told you what happened this evening. Say, Mommy, you're not talking to me, you're shouting at me. I just have to go and give myself respect by myself. So let's listen. I know what it takes humility to receive feedback, because the natural African parent is proud. Trust me on that. We are proud because after all, we are parents, almighty parents. Come on, go and get your report card. Do you know why? See, it's funny, yeah, but you will know where to adjust. So if your child tells you that I feel safe with you, you know that okay, you are trying. But if your child, and you know what, please don't even blackmail them. Don't even blackmail them. Don't go and start saying something like, "Oh, Shemi, you said I am clinical. You got me the mother that is not harsh." No, if you do that, you are defeating the exercise. The exercise, the essence is for you to know how to approach your parenting. Don't forget, if your child feels victimized, if your child feels attacked, feels challenged, you're not getting through. Are you understanding what I am saying? You're not getting through. You're not getting through. You're not getting through to that child, because the child will not see beyond that glaze of that attack. And then what work are we saying that we're doing? That's why it's very, very important, their parents. I know it can be very uncomfortable, hearing what they have to say, but please, their parents, there's something we call humility agbada in the yard, yeah? So you wear your humility agbada, you sit down, and then you let them know. I mean, you hear from them. Does my child feel attacked? You can even, so if you feel that you don't want to hear it, you can do a questionnaire. How do you feel when I do this? How do you feel when I do that? Do you know? Just question. And please promise them that no child will be blackmailed or made to feel bad as on an account of saying what is on our mind. The idea is to ensure that your parenting is more effective. If your child feels victimized, your child feels attacked, your child feels unsafe. Imagine if your child feels unsafe with you. Do you think it's going to come to you with challenges? Please begin to, so that parents, I pray that God will grant us wisdom. So no matter the book we buy for the child, no matter the courses the child attends, if the child feels attacked, the child is not going to come to you. Don't forget, this is a teenager that is having struggles already. She has struggles already. But if she feels that when she comes to you, Mommy is just going to come and start shouting, like she said I was shouting this evening. Please receive the report card and adjust, so that you know where to put more love, where to put more boundary. And for teenagers, you must know that you must never slack on your boundaries. So if it's you are the one that if your teenager tells you that, oh, Mommy, I feel that I can do anything with you, know that you have to go and tighten your seatbelt, meaning that you are boundaryless as a parent, and that's a terrible place to be in. If your child tells you that, Mommy, I think that is where you should adjust, you had better adjust in that place, because she's not lying to you. And your child tells you that, oh, Mommy, I feel safe, then you should come back and tell me, yeah. But whatever it is that you receive, whatever report, please be honest, be sincere to yourself. Know that that's how they see it. That's how they receive your parenting. And know that if that is how they receive your parenting, you're not getting through to them. You're not getting through to a child that feels attacked. No, the child has tuned off. You're not. For example, if you're okay, let me give you an instance. Your child is 12 or 13 and then 14, and that age of peer pressure, she feels the need to want to wear something that's not exactly acceptable to you. How do you address that? Because if you start addressing like, hey, you're dressing like a prostitute, you're attacking the child. The child has tuned off. So when she leaves your home, she's still gonna wear it anyway. So, dear parents, this is time to receive your report card. Receive it, and make adjustments. Don't forget, it's not about making yourself. They don't want to make you feel bad, but don't forget, it's about not losing them. And you lose them when they feel attacked, when they feel victimized, when they feel unsafe, when they feel insecure with you. You lose them. To what? To friends, to wrong influences, wrong culture. That's why you lose them too. That's why you have to really swallow that pride, that African parent pride. You have to swallow it. You are not parenting yourself, you are parenting them. And they are the ones that is at the receiving end of your parenting. How are they receiving it? How are they collecting it? That's the conversation their parents. So who's gonna go and meet their teenager? How many of us are gonna go meet them to find out? Sincerely sit them down, maybe over dinner, over a date or something. And what do you sincerely think of my parenting? What do you sincerely think? When they give you your report card, dear parent, don't attack them back. Don't victimize them back. Don't bully them back. Don't go and say to them, go and look for a mother. You know, African parents were very funny. Next thing we'll say is that go and look for a mother that will not shout, or a mother. No, don't forget, I told you that's the only thing you have heard in this class. It's sufficient for you. I told you that if your child feels attacked, you're not getting through to that child. If your child feels insecure, you're not getting through to that child. So receive your report card, then go and share in the community. Then finally for today, I said, do not ever give up. Don't give up on this journey. Don't give up. Don't give up on your teenager. War for them. Work for your child. Go to work for your child. They are worth everything. You know, I told us that you don't treat shabbily what you're grateful for. If you're grateful for your teenager, you're going to go work for them. You're going to work for them in parenting, in praying, in conferences, in training, in teaching, in everything. There are times I've told my daughter that, you know what, I just leave you. And I'll come and tell myself again, maybe I'm high on cheap something. Because how can you begin to tell a child that you just leave a child? What does the Bible say about the child that is left to himself? So don't give up on them. I know. Thank God I am also a parent like you. So I know they exasperate. I know they try our patience. I know they try our limits. I know they do all of those things. We did the same things. But their parents, I'm here to encourage you. Don't you ever give up. Don't give up on your child. This 2024 that you're going, because you know what? If you give up on them, what is ready to pounce on them is waiting. Locking in the street of social media, locking in the street of in friends, locking around in the dark places, locking around everywhere. If you give up on them, don't give up. Fight for them. Fight for them. Don't forget what I said in the number one. I said be grateful to God for them, because you know what? You have the opportunity to impute into their destiny, and that's what you must do. You must not give up. So this 2024, these 10 points I've told you, you see that I just challenge you to more work. Yeah, it's more work. Sit down some more, evaluate some more, check yourself some more. What do I need to do? What do I need to do? How do I need to do? How do I get across to them? If that, especially if you're parenting a teenager, your time is not much anymore. So war for them. Do you know what it means to war? Yeah, war for them. Everywhere. In prayers, in words, in teachings. Yeah. Expose them. If you have a grown-up teenager now, if it's 14, 15, begin to take dating conversation seriously. Seriously. Begin to take it seriously. What do you believe about dating? This is our family stand on dating. This is what we believe. Recreational dating, dating for marriage, because those are the things they'll be battling with now. So begin to war. Don't keep quiet. This is not the time to keep quiet. You cannot afford to keep quiet over your teenagers now. Don't say, oh, she's grown. She's not grown. She wants wisdom from you. He wants guidance from you. Are they battling with their hormones, with their sexual urges? If they are boys, do you understand? Don't give up. Don't say, oh, I'm not comfortable to have the conversation. If you're not comfortable, look for who can have the conversation with them. Your boy, if he's 13, if he's 12, will be having erection every morning. He'll be having it. How are you going to help him manage it? Your girl, if he's during her period, her body is going to be giving her sexual sexual feelings. How will she begin to manage it? Those are the conversations. So don't say, oh, how do I begin to say? What do I begin to do? Don't give up. Because if you don't have the conversations with them, they will go and have the conversations with their friends that do not know more than them. Or worse still, they go to Google. God forbid that they go to Google. God forbid that they go to Google. So don't give up. Don't give up at all. If there's anything, parenting is a call to work. A call to very hard work. So, and this will be the trend of the conversation till the year winds down. So that we'll be approaching 2024 light as a feather. Yeah, who has learned something? So, what's that thing that stood out for you most in this class? I'd like to see it in the comment section. I talked about 10 things. I said be grateful for the opportunity to parent. I said determine how much personal development information you had access to. I said determine how much of the knowledge you worked with. I said access yourself by how much parent information you have had access to. I said determine how much of the info you worked with. I told you that you should own and admit your mistakes and inaction. I told you to extend grace to yourself, be kind to yourself. I also told you to begin to prepare for 2025. And I told you how to do that already. Yeah. So I said, listen to your report card. It's time for your report. Yes, maybe they will bring the report, you collect it. This is time for your own report. Please collect that report. And please don't blackmail them as a result of it. Don't witch hunt them. Then finally, don't ever give me your children. That's one thing I'm not ever gonna do. And I urge every parent listening to me, don't ever give up. Your child has a weakness, don't give up. Your child is not doing what, don't give up. She's not listening, or it's difficult, or it's hiding things. And if you're parenting a girl, please start to know, and she's a teenager, know that this is the time she'll start to hide things from you. She's hiding things. You sense that she's hiding things. Please don't give up. Don't say you are the one that knows and then you start getting angry. Come on. That will not get the job done. So, if there's something that stood for you had the most here, I'd like to see in the comment section. Yes, I have an announcement to make. So, our first ever book is ready. Yeah. Who is excited? Because I am excited, and it's for your girls. Yes, not boys, just girls. So, I'll share details soon. The book will soon be launched here. It will be on Amazon. It will be on Seller. There'll be hard copies. So, please, you have to buy it for your girl, because they have lots and lots and lots and lots of things to learn. Who's excited? I am excited. And at this juncture, we'll be saying thank you for joining me from the beginning till now. I apologize again that we started quite a bit late. It wasn't intentional, and it's because of network issues. And then also there's a possibility of a readjustment to classes because of the nature of work now. So whatever it is, definitely be sure that we'll still always come as God enables and graces us. So if there's something that you have learned, please don't forget, I keep saying to you, if it's just one thing that you have learned, pick it, run with it. Don't be tired. Don't ever give up on your children. And then let's go to the WhatsApp community to drop our learnings, our questions. And don't also forget, please kindly tell your friends that have girls, that there is a girls' academy in town. Inform the Reform Teens Academy. I am the lead coach there. Yes, and then we have a curriculum woven from a whole lot of things that your girls can learn from. Don't forget, the idea is not to do what, to achieve a mind shift in your girls. Yes. Thank you for joining me. Parmi Blessing, I'm grateful. Karim Khadija, thank you. What am I seeing? I am seeing Salam Sayo, thank you. Everyone for joining, the ones that will catch replay, the ones that we're here from beginning to the end. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for believing that I have something to say that is worth listening to. Trust me, I don't take it for granted. Thank you very much. And don't forget, I'm rooting for you. I believe in you. And when the books are out, you must buy. Promise me you buy. Yes, you will buy. Yes, you will buy. All right, I'll be in your way again next weekend, God willing. Take care of yourselves. Start planning for 2024. And I am waiting for you. Thank you and bye-bye.